Good evening YouTube. It is the 3rd of April 2018 at 7:47 PM and today I was hoping to do you a video with something that turned up in the post today, but that isn't going to happen. And the reason why that isn't going to happen is, I'm sure you're all aware, is something that was really started by Timothy Hoogland and TH3D Studios. He's making a stand against manufacturers of 3D printers, generally who are from China, who are not doing what they should be doing about the firmware GPL, and basically their non-compliance, which means, in layman's terms, there is code that is the firmware in their machines should be open source. It should be available to everybody to alter. This is the whole point of it. He explains it a lot better in his video. I'll put a link in the description. But basically these companies aren't doing that. They're keeping it private, which means in situations like, I'm sure this is what he said on his video, if you have a thermistor that breaks in your machine, you can't replace it with any other thermistor of any different value, because you can't physically go into the firmware and tell it that it's a different thermistor unless you get exactly the same one that the company uses. If they lock their firmware down, you can't alter anything, which causes all sorts of problems. And apart from anything else, it's illegal. Basically, the license for the use of the firmware, the original firmware, said that you had to share it, and these companies aren't. There's Creality, there's ANET, there's several out there that are doing this, and people like 3D Printing Nerd, Joel Telling, and many other people, you know, with far more followers than me, far more power in their elbow, let's say, are turning around and saying, you know, we agree with Tim, this shouldn't be happening, we're not going to put any more videos out for Creality or for ANET or for any of these companies that aren't releasing the source of their firmware. So yeah, causes a bit of an issue, because I'm going to support them. I am 100% behind them. I agree with them entirely. The issue is that I posted in one of my videos a while ago, what should I do with my CR10, as it was sitting not doing a lot. Well, to be honest with you, the last couple of days I've been using it again. It's over there behind me. Just printing some bits and pieces, nothing too exciting. But I sent off for something which has come direct from Creality, and the only clue I'm going to give you, well, not a clue because it'll give the game away, is some rather funky green glasses. Right, so basically what I've done is I've gone and I've ordered from Creality a little cable. No, that's not it. A few pieces of wood. No, that's not it. What else have we got in here? An empty plastic bag. No, that's not it. A power supply. And a laser. There we go, look. Little laser. Now, the idea was I was going to install this on the CR10 and do a video of how to install it, which in itself is going to be a bit of an issue, because I don't have the original shroud around the hot end anymore. I've got a fang on mine and it's not going to screw to it, so I've got to either dig out the original shroud wherever I've put it, or look for something that will allow me to connect that to the hot end. I was going to do a video on putting it together, testing it, the software that is used to run it, and get it all up and running. But that ain't going to happen. That's going back in the box, like that, along with everything else. And like I say, I don't, you know, I've got 1,000 subscribers. I'm a very, very, very small fish in a very, very big pond. But it's all going away, and it's not going to happen until such a time as Creality put up that firmware, put up the source code, and let everybody look at it, because it's what they've got to do. Also, I've got a new printer coming, also from Creality, the Ender 3. It's ordered, it's shipping at some point, and again, that was going to be a whole new line of videos. It was going to be the build, you know, quick review of the quality from the first build, and that's not happening either. I mean, the printer will come, and whether I decide to actually video the build for release when Creality pull their finger out and do what they should do, I don't know yet. But it's coming, and I expect it to be a half decent machine. But we have to make a stand as a community. We have to make a stand, because that's what it's all about. 3D printing is about community, is about standing up for the whole point of this. You know, things have got to be open source. You know, to move things forward, to make things better, we've got to work together. And unfortunately, these companies feel that they can railroad us and just do what they want to do. Well, we have to make a stand, and we have to say no more. So, no more CR10 videos, no more fitting that laser and getting it all going and doing a load of videos for that. And when the Ender 3 turns up, it might just sit in its box. Now, I know that other people, other YouTubers will do the videos, and I get it. If you're happy with the situation, I get it, and I'm not going to badmouth anybody that does, you know, still put videos out there. I know that some people are changing the thumbnails on their videos to say, you know, need to get this issue sorted, la da da. I'll be honest with you, I'm not quite sure I'm technically astute enough to be able to do that. So my videos will stay up. A couple of my CR10 ones are probably my highest watched videos. But, you know, like I say, I'm not particularly good at the technical side of it. Other people are far better at me than being able to change thumbnails and stuff like that. So mine will stay up, but nothing new will come out. I'm not putting anything else up there. I'll have to do some stuff with the Prusa. I wonder if I could get the laser to go on the Prusa. That might be interesting. It might be a very expensive mistake, so I'm going to have a long hard think about that. But like I say, no more Creality videos. I mean, I still might do some prints on it and show you the prints, but no more advertising for them. I don't do affiliate links for them because I'm too small a fish in too big a pond. I don't throw any weight around in these circles at all. But I'm just showing my support and putting it out there that, you know, this has got to change. So look, check out Timothy Hoagland's video, which will be not on my t-shirt, which is what I'm pointing at, but there'll be a link in the description to it explaining it far more eloquently than I ever could. But yeah, this is how it is, this is how it's going to be. So until then, I've got to think of something else to do now, haven't I? But anyway, that's not the issue. The issue is we've got to stick up for ourselves, we've got to stick up for each other. We are a big community of friends that help each other. You only have to look at Facebook and all the Facebook groups and the way we look after each other, we help each other, we go out of our way to solve issues. Tim's done a load of stuff with Marlin. There's Pete, who's a good mate of mine, who does a load of great stuff with Marlin, a load of workarounds with stuff, does, you know, the bed leveling systems and all that sort of stuff. And they couldn't do that without having the source. In fact, I know that they haven't had the source for the firmware from Creality for the CR10. They've had to spend an awful lot of time picking through the assembled code to be able to sort things out. A lot of man hours, and they shouldn't have to do that. It should be freely available to them at source in its most basic form. The latest versions, not some old version from a year ago or 2 years ago. The latest version, as soon as it's out, it should be there for everybody to look at, everybody to be able to play with, maybe borrow bits for what they want to do. This is the whole point of it. So pull your finger out, Creality. Pull your finger out, ANET. Pull your finger out, everybody else that's not doing what they should be doing. We're here to buy your machines and to tell people how wonderful they are. But until you stick by the rules, it ain't going to happen no more. No more to be said. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all taking care of yourselves and your families. And we'll see you in the next video. Ta-da now.